this is a huge industry on getting these tourists, I mean, not tourists, migrants up. They're treated almost like tourists because when you go in through Colombia, when you go through Cartagena and then end up in the Darien Gap, you have whatever money you've got on you, your watches, your phones, or whatever. Most of that's going to be robbed. Although some people do come out with their phones and passports, most of the people have their phones and passports. Everything is stolen. If you're a light-skinned woman, you get raped. Period. Right. And so once you step out into that village where I made that video, just like 50 meters from those guys where I made that video, the first concrete you step on after those many miles out in the jungle is a little store, which I videoed, and that's where you can get Western Union or MoneyGram. So in other words, you're going to come out with no money, but you've probably already Western Union or MoneyGrammed money to yourself in advance. So that as soon as you step out of the jungle, bingo, you've got money or your family sends it, right? Because there's no phones out there. There's no electricity in that village other than generators because you're way beyond, I mean, it's apocalypse now type area, right? So but you can get money and it's 20%. They charge 20%. So now
who's running all these small money hubs? Because I remember in the past, there used to be an issue with how the money was being transferred, who was running it. There was a lot of concern that money in Central America as well as South America was being moved through some of these smaller, I would guess, pseudo Western Union types, but mainly going as well overseas to terrorist organizations. I mean, you got FARC here making money off of them, right? You got communist groups making money off of them in the jungle. You've got smugglers, you've got drug cartels, and you also have this issue where we don't even know who's coming into our country. I mean, we don't even know who all these people are, and they're coming from places which are considered special interest to the United States, or at least was considered of a concern. Syria, Yemen, Pakistan, Iraq, Afghanistan, those countries are of special interest. Maybe the Philippines, and other parts of the world where Al-Qaeda has some links and other extremist groups.
All right. From Mindanao, places like that, certainly. I mean, they're all out there. Iraqis come through, Afghans come through, even some Chinese come through. I've even been told of some Thais that come through. That I didn't meet any Thai. My office is actually in Chiang Mai, Thailand, right? So, I mean, so if I see Thais, I'll probably spot them I'll hear them talking anyway. I know it's Thai, or if they're Filipinos, I'll pick up the Tagalog, right? So they come in right there, and the actual Western Union will be up in Panama City, where I'm at now, right? And then they just call down. There is a phone. You can get cell coverage or text down there, and so they'll get the text, and they have the money there in the village, and then they'll just 20% they charge them. So now the main Indian down there, who's been taking me around all over the place, he says that village alone makes $3,000 to $4,000 a day off of the migrants, $3,000 to $4,000 a day. So in a village of about 300 people, that's about $1 million a year. That's epic money for a place like that, right? So you get robbed every step of the way, whether it's in Colombia, finally to get on the boat, they're charging a lot more to the migrants than they charge to us. For instance, for me to take a canoe way up in the jungle, for my whole boatload of people, it's $100. For them, it's $400. For the migrants, $400. So that's $40 each because the canoe will sit 10 people.